بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإن مع العسر يسرا وإن مع العسر يسرا يا كريم يا رحيم آمين يا رب العالمين. We seek refuge with God from Satan and curse in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. That verse is when Prophet ﷺ was very, very troubled and suffering, and the verse says, where there's difficulty, there is relief. Where there's difficulty, there is relief. So we ask Allah to send relief to the people who are suffering, the Rohingya and all the minorities in Myanmar. First of all, Allah will send barakah because of your presence. You come here, you're making a stand that the world will pay a price when they meet God if they don't take a stand. And first I want to tell the Myanmar leaders, the military leadership, if you want dignity to your country, if you want to have a nation, then stop the killing now. Second, the United Nations and our government and the rest of the world must send emergency relief as soon as possible to all the refugees that are resettled in the border of Bangladesh. And third, they must find a methodology for those who want to go back home safe in the country where they belong. I've been the last week and a half been working with Washington State Department, and we got a letter from Congressman Ed Royce. Congressman Ed Royce is the chairman of House Relations Foreign Affairs Committee. He spoke to Secretary of State Tillerson. Secretary of State Tillerson spoke to President Trump, and they all released a message. And next week, Chairman Royce will be speaking to Secretary Haley so that the violence can stop now. Also, Congressman Brad Sherman in the Valley grilled the Secretary Wells, putting her on the spot that our government must move fast now. Every day, we're losing life. So I'll end here by introducing Iman Abdul Sadiq, who was one of the pioneers of our youth organization at the mosque. Now she's a student at UC Irvine, and this is to show that it's not just people from Burma who are here, the whole Ummah is here. Her family is from Sudan. It doesn't matter. We're all human beings, and human beings are suffering. So Iman will read the letter from the congressman to Aung San Suu Kyi.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Okay. I write to you out of great concern over reports of violence against the Rohingya in Rakhine State. Your government and the military have a responsibility to protect all of the people of Myanmar, regardless of their ethnic background or religious beliefs. These atrocities, the latest and most severe against this minority group, must end. Those responsible, regardless of their affiliation with the government or the military, must face justice. I urge your government and the military to end the violence against the Rohingya, allow unfettered humanitarian assistance into Rakhine State, and provide access for journalists. According to recent estimates, nearly 120,000 Rohingya Muslims have been forced from their homes in just 1 week. There are credible accounts of Myanmar state security forces and local residents engaging in mass killings in Chutpian village and Rathindang township, as well as reports that numerous other villages in northern Rakhine State have been burned down. Compounding these atrocities is evidence of violence against Rohingya refugees fleeing their homes. As one refugee reported, they are beating us, shooting at us, and hacking our people to death. Many women were raped and killed. Others report that the military has fired machine guns at innocent civilians, even children, as they flee into Bangladesh. Aid workers in Bangladesh report new arrivals as having recent bullet wounds. I strongly condemn the August 25th attack by the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army on police outposts and a military base in Mangda. At the same time, I strongly urge your government and the military to exercise restraint and demonstrate professional standards in responding to this attack. As the Advisory Commission on Rakhine State, you got it? As the Advisory Commission on Rakhine State recently made clear, a highly militarized response is unlikely to bring peace to the area. What is needed is a calibrated approach to ensure that violence does not escalate. I appreciate that your government has welcomed the recommendations made in this report and underscore the need for their implementation. I recognize that Myanmar continues to face enormous challenges. Congress has welcomed the encouraging reforms that your government is seeking to make. However, these reports of atrocities against the Rohingya in Rakhine State severely undermine past progress and greatly hinder our ability to form a deeper partnership with your government. Simply put, Myanmar will fall short of your aspirations until the fundamental human rights of all the people of Myanmar, including the Rohingya, are upheld. Sincerely, Edward Royce.
Thank you.
Another guy.
This brother lost family, the village where he comes from. He lost his village, and he is impacted directly with what's happening right now.
Let me introduce myself. I am Rohingya. My name will be Rohingya forever. Nobody right to erase our name. I would like to greet everyone with peace be upon you all, and thank you everyone present here and those who has been raising their voice continuously for saving Rohingya ethnic minority in Myanmar from the genocide of Myanmar, which recently noted by the Honorable President of the United Nations Security Council, ethnic cleansing. Greeting with you all with the phrase, peace be upon you all. It's not but the practical indication and example of that we the Rohingya ethnic minority is a peace-loving community of the country Myanmar, formerly known as Burma. Despite being a peace-loving community, the Myanmar government and some of the Buddhist extremists has been terrorizing and mass killing to our ethnic Rohingya since many decades. They also destroy Rohingya properties. They have been burning and destroying our entire village and indiscriminately shooting at our Rohingya children, women, elders. Unlike they threw in the children into the burning fire. Thought it had started long before. It did not come to a spotlight before as it is today because the killing to children, men, women and burning villages and raping women has increased many times higher than that of before. They do not only killing and burning but also driving out those who were lucky enough to save their life from killing and burning alive. So we condemn such violence of Myanmar and ask the government to so we stop it and address it honestly and truly. There are records in media like BBC, Al Jazeera, VOA, others that the soldier of Myanmar also slighted and threw of the people and throw the Rohingya children into the burning fire. Unfortunately, the world community is realizing how terrible crime the government of Myanmar has been committing till today. Myanmar has a history of lying when it comes about the matter of Rohingya. Regarding the Rohingya, regarding the genocide committed by the Myanmar, I want to say that Myanmar government used disproportionate force and committing crime much more than what media could have reported, and the combination of all crime thoughtlessly constitute an open genocide. Since the media access in the violence zone area is very limited, a story worse than what you have seen and heard has remained untold, for which fact-finding mission access to Rakhine State is necessary. The recent rejection of the safe zone proposal Bangladesh government by the Myanmar is another sign that they won't let us live in this world, but they want to kill us. Despite documentary like the hidden genocide of Algeria and report of human rights group and international media, Myanmar government is lying the date that they are committing the greatest crime against the Rohingya, that is genocide. International communities, Nobel Peace Prize winner and other international prominent personalities are urging Myanmar day after day to stop the genocide. But it goes in vain, and the government continuing their killing, torturing, arbitrarily arresting and burning the home of Rohingya. Urge and request international community to Myanmar government to stop the violence are hard, but said to stop, but only a stoppage will not be enough unless all the perpetrators involved in genocide are sued in the ICC regardless of gender, power, status and personalities. We urge Bangladesh government and its national to have a stronger stand against the Myanmar and to take care of our brother and sister in Bangladesh. Not only in Bangladesh, in also but in the Rakhine state. We will not forget your gratitude, inshallah. We thank Bangladesh government for her visit to our brother and sister and then listening to their terrible life story. We ask the international community and the UN to talk about the Rohingya death and to make the government of Myanmar responsible for those who losing their life in sea and mountain while escaping the terrorist government of army. The media of Myanmar like 11 Media, Irrawaddy and other national media is not but a medium of spreading propaganda to kill and drive out the Rohingya from their ancestral land. We always stand against the violence. That does not mean we should be oppressed forever. Myanmar government has no right to deny our right and to kill us as they wish. The attempt of Myanmar to label the terrorists as Rohingya as terrorists in order to justify the genocide will not be successful. Myanmar is a bigger and international liar and lack of ethics and morality that can be understood from their everyday line in media. For example, saying that Rohingya burning their own houses. Their merciless killing to the Rohingya. I am surprised hearing our people that houses were burned down just after the UN Security Council declaration to suspend military action and stop the violence. Does not this attitude of Myanmar military shows that the government undermined and disrespected the UN Security Council and international community? We urge the UN to set the giving force by the possible means before the government of Myanmar will be destroyed the whole entire population. We want our all business rights back without any condition. We urge China, India to stand against the inhuman in Burma and save the peace with the world. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, we gotta have one more guest for 2 minutes, and we'll make it to the war.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear brother and sister in Islam. I'm from Bangladesh. I like to tell you guys how terrible situation in Bangladesh border. 100 people come every day. So, sorry, 1,000 people, they're coming from Burma every day. We receive more than 500,000 people, and we are working.